guys, welcome back. This week we're not doing an activity as such. I'm back down in Plymouth because Nemo is going to his new home. So I found him a new home. Hopefully they're coming to get him today. But before they get here I want to give him a quick wash so he looks nice and ready for when they come and collect him. Much later now. Nemo, all clean, ready to go. And for his new owners, I've put some little special gifts inside. Let me show you. Some nice orange fairy lights. And then in the fridge, some nice Prosecco. On the front seat, there's now a little Nemo, like Snoopy's got a little Snoopy. Nemo's now got a little Nemo. So we're going to drive him over to his new home, so let's go. So I'm heading up in convoy with Mum, because Michelle's not here and Michelle can't drive in the UK yet. So me and Mum are heading up to drop Nemo off to his new home. About half an hour drive and then Nemo's gone. Sad times, but he's going to somebody who's actually going to use him for a camper van. And we have Snoopy, so maybe one day they'll bump into each other on the road, who knows. So it's the next morning now. Didn't video anything last night just because it was so dark when we were driving Nemo over to his new home, but he's in his new home now. They seem to really like him. Hopefully they take super good care of him, and fingers crossed we might see him on the road at some point soon. Right now, I am just finished packing up the van and heading back to London. Got a few stops to do on the way. Screwfix, home base. I think that's it. Yeah, Screwfix and home base. It's just easier to get it down here than try and navigate the van to one in London. Because we want to do some modifications to Snoopy. Now that we've really got to grips with him and we know what works and what doesn't. For today, we're going to go and collect all the parts that we need and drive back to London. So, made the first stop, Screwfix. Screwfix, we got a miter saw, a bench for the miter saw, and a couple of clamps. Because we are redoing all of the doors in the van. At the minute they're just like flat bits of plywood, so we're going to add some nice trim and like give it some depth really. So, I want to make sure my cuts are nice and straight. So we've invested in a miter saw and a couple of clamps to hold everything in place. Next up is home base for some more paint. Also, we're stopping at Wicks, just need some small bits of wood to give the door some depth. So pick that up, then to home base, then to London. Drill out, take a door off, take it in so they can colour match it. Door off, into home base we go. So, spanner in the works. Home base don't have the base paint we need in order to mix the colours that we want. So, I'm going to have a quick look now, see if there's any other paint mixing places on the way out to London, and if not, we'll just figure it out when we get there. But I've got some of the stuff we need, just not all of it. So hopefully we can find somewhere else that mixes paint that's not too much of a detour for the route I want to go. But yeah, let's get cracking. Another couple of hours, hopefully we'll be back at the house in London. So probably gonna leave it here for the day and pick it up in the morning. So as I mentioned yesterday, I'm gonna get straight into starting all the upgrades, renovations that we want to do to Snoopy. I've made a list. There's quite a few things on the list, and I'm sure as I keep going I'll add more. I'm gonna have a look at, see if I can get the grey water tank in. So we've replacing the grey water tank because the first one didn't really work, and then halfway around Wales the tube popped off and dumped about 20 litres of grey water all under the kitchen, all under down there. So that was a fun time. So I bought a new one. I'm gonna do it properly this time, and hopefully that just works better. Right, so it's been actually a day or so since I last picked up the camera. Michele's mum and dad have just arrived yesterday, so we're spending a bit of time with them. But now, today I'm back to doing little bits on the van. So far today, got the new grey water tank in. So this is all nice and in securely now, and the drain tap for it as well. The silicone's just drying behind that, so we'll be able to give that a test in a day or so. Let's go see what's left on the list. I want to get the toilet ready to go, and then I want to have a look at some bits of the radio. Let's start with the toilet. So I grabbed the parts we were missing to get the toilet finished the other day. This is our carbon filter for filtering out all the smells rather than having it vent to the outside. And this is the pee bucket. Got some modifications to make because when we originally ordered the toilet, vent holes and everything were put to the place we originally wanted, but now everything's changed, so we need to change where all the holes go. So our toilet lives in here. It's behind this door here. It's still got the plastic on it, so we've never used it. So inside we've got this funnel, this tube which we won't need anymore. We have this hole here and this hole here, which we don't need anymore. So the guys kind of gave us a few like blank fillers. Silicone those two on, and then in the back we're going to cut the one hole that we need to put the fan and filter in. So I managed to get the carbon filter attached and a new hole for the fan drilled. Just put a bit of silicone on it just to really make sure it doesn't go anywhere, so wait for that to go off for a minute, or probably for like 24 hours, and then come back tomorrow and put the toilet back in its drawer, and that should be that bit ticked off. So I think now I might move on to having a look at the radio in the front. What I want to do with the radio is get the microphone working, the radio working, and at the minute it doesn't have a very nice fascia on it, so when I get that done, USB. Microphone fitted and working, which is way easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to have problems with like the microphone I had not working, have to get another one, but no, works straight away. So that's all in now. So I think we're going to leave the video here for this week. Next week we'll be doing the same thing again, more van upgrades, hopefully get through more of the list. But thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing, it just helps us out enormously. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Bye. Stone cold stunner.